Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're live. Keeping it Rio. What's
Yeah,
today? Thursday, 6 o'clock is the time, right?
six on
Today's
the
a
dot.
special day in the history of Keeping It Rio, and it's going to be a funny episode, I guarantee. So, real quick, let's do our intro. We'll be back in a minute. We got some funny stuff to talk about today. We'll see you in just a minute, everybody. Yeah. That's
Somebody
pretty
said,
good. Every single time I still get pumped up. I love the intro. It's Keeping It Real. This is episode number 62. Do you believe that? 62 episodes
62.
of Keeping It Real so far. My goal is to do 150,000 episodes. So we got
We're
a way to
almost there.
go, but we're at 62. That's better than we were last week. So we got Jeremy over at the Rio Blanco Roofing and Restoration.com office in San Antonio. How's
Mm-hmm. It
everything going for you today?
was a good day today, Chuck. Good day. Just chilled a lot. No, just kidding.
Oh,
Uh,
now took a
nah,
nap,
just took a
watched
nap.
a little
No, it was
TV.
good. Had a couple of inspections to do this morning. Grabbed some good lunch,
Some
like we
good
always
lunch.
do.
But today is a special day in the history of Rio Blanco roofing. It's a very special day. Would you like to share with our audience what makes today so special?
Um, I'll let you do that, Chuck. You're. Let's see what you got.
All
Let's see
right,
what you
ladies
got.
and gentlemen, today is a special day because 3 years ago today, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing that really stands out to me about this day 3 years ago is I ate lunch at Rosario's and it was it was really good. You didn't know
That
that was
was good. That
coming.
was good.
Nope. I hired this dude named Jeremy to come work at Rio Blanco. And 3 years ago today was his very first day on the job with the company. And before we got started on Keeping It Real, we were just laughing about some of the funny stuff that's happened. And there's a whole slew of stuff. So I think the next few minutes while we're waiting for our boy Eric to show up, we should go over some of the funny memories of the first 3 years of your career at Rio Blanco. And number one, I want to start by saying thank you because
Oh,
this is the first dude that I ever hired for the company and is the longest tenured person by far, obviously. And Rio Blanco would definitely not be what it is without Jeremy. So thank you for that. Happy third birthday. We're going to Miami in 2 weeks for a
ooh,
conference, and that's going to be a celebration of the greatness that is the great Jeremy from Rio Blanco in San Antonio. So that begs the question, what, sir, has been some of your favorite memories so far of your career? You started fresh out of bartending
yep.
and had no experience in roofing whatsoever. You ended up at this wacky ass place called Rio Blanco with this dude, and it's been pretty damn fun. I'm not gonna lie. We've done some fun stuff. We learned some cool stuff together so far. Tell me a little bit about some of your favorite memories that we've had, and let's just share some of the
Some good
ridiculousness that has
times.
been 3 years.
Man, I guess to start off is definitely the first day I started because I didn't know anything about this industry. I didn't know anything about roofing. I didn't know anything about the products, materials, or anything. So it's cool. The very first day we get there, go to the office. Uh, we see our buddy the cricket, who was there. That was the only buddy that our only friend there was empty office, and we had just one cricket in the office, which is funny. Um, so that was the first time I met the crew, Ray and the crew from Houston, and they called you and you had a roof bill going up. I remember. So you said, "Hey, we got to go take the guys some ice and water." I was like, "All right, cool." First day, wearing my Rio Blanco shirt, feeling all official. So we get in the truck and take off. We start talking, and I don't even remember what we're talking about, but I'm all excited. And Chuck's bringing the energy, getting all hyped up. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's awesome. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. We get to the job, we jump out the truck. All the guys are there. And I get up on the roof, check it out, come back down. The guys are like, hey, man, did you bring the ice and water? We need it. And I was like, Ray, man, I'm sorry, dude. We didn't stop at no grocery store, no gas station. I didn't even think. And he was like, what? So they're bringing the ice and water out of your truck, and they're like, it's right there. And I remember being so red and them laughing at me because I had no idea what the hell ice and water even meant. A lot of people heard that story, but I think it was my first day. So that's always going to stick with me, not knowing what ice and water was. And I knew I needed to freshen up and know my stuff before I even made this a career. So
And for anybody that's watching that doesn't know what ice and water is, it's just the membrane that you stick down to the deck that's in the valley areas and eaves and around penetrations and stuff that just kind of gives you level protection as an actual membrane roofing product. So
yeah,
that's what makes it so funny.
and
And
I was
that was really a great way to start, right off the bat. And it's kind of been like that every day ever since, hasn't it?
for sure. And I mean, I was still bartending at the time, so I was like, "Oh, ice and water, I know what that is." I deal with ice and water all the time. Not like that. So
Walking into being an expert, that's awesome.
yeah. Um, so that was definitely a memorable. I mean, we've had some funny things happen. Another one that I remembered is I think we got a call to go to a metal roof, and you'll remember this when I start getting into the story. We show up, and it's this older gentleman, and I want to say he was prior military. And this guy
I
had
know
a
this guy.
bunch of tattoos, and he looked like he was a beast. He looked like he had been, ready to scrap his whole life. And we start talking with him, and he wants a quote for the metal roof. And I've been working with this guy for a while, trying to get him the metal roof. Well, he was tired of me trying to pitch him the whole time, I guess. So he was like, quit with the sales bullshit. I just want the quote. Give me the numbers. And I was like, well, sir, I need to know what you want. Do you want quality? Do you want, a cheaper price? Do you want, all the bells and whistles? What are you looking for? And he was like, I want all of that and a bag of chips. So I was like, all right, cool. We went, we got him a bag of chips. We sent him the estimate. He said it was too high. So what we did is me and Chuck went to the gas station, got a bag of chips. I don't even know what flavor we got.
I think that's probably what made him mad is we probably got like salt and vinegar or something that, it suited his personality.
Yeah, and we what did we do? We go into where did we go?
We went to FedEx.
FedEx, and we FedExed him a bag of chips. Look at that.
And we FedExed the guy a bag of chips. So we were all that. We had the best roof, the best price, and a bag of chips.
We wrote him a handwritten letter that Rio Blanco was all that and a bag of chips.
Yep. And guess what happened with that guy?
We didn't get the deal.
Absolutely nothing. We never heard from that dude again. That was the most awesome move we ever did. And it completely fell flat. But Eric, we're celebrating today a special day. It's Jeremy's 3rd anniversary with Rio Blanco. And Jeremy's telling some of his favorite stories from the beginning parts of his career. So we've told a little bit about his very first day where he thought ice and water was like ice and water. And we got a couple more. We got the military guy that we sent the bag
of chips
to. And thought that I have a personal favorite one from Jeremy's first 3 years as well. And it's always these ones where like, when we go out on jobs and I hire new guys and I'm training them, I always like to go out and like try to make some crazy proclamation right off the bat to like set the tone, right? And with Jeremy, he was the only person working at Rio Blanco, so I had nothing but time and I was trying to build credibility, right? So we would go out and we'd do this stuff. And I remember one house in particular we got a call to go to, and it was his lead, and we're going to run over there and meet with these people. And this was early on. Like this might have been like this maybe 2nd or 3rd house you ever did. And we get over, and right off the bat, the husband was like, hey, look, I'm glad you guys are here. We're not buying anything today. We're just taking bids. There's no chance. We're not buying, nothing's going to happen. It's all good. So we walk outside, and I got Jeremy, who's brand new. And I'm like, hey, dude, we're about to get this deal today. And that's a bold proclamation, right? Especially for a new guy that just heard the homeowner say it ain't happening. But it's like, watch this. So we go up on the roof and we take some pictures and we're doing what we're doing. And the whole time I'm reassuring Jeremy, like, dude, we're going to get this. It's all good. We got this. No problem. Walk into the house, start hanging out with their dog. They had a boxer. playing with the dog. Everybody's cool, laughing, smiling. And throughout the entire process, the guy keeps reminding us that they're not buying anything today, right? And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, well, I told my new guy that I'm going to get this, and I'm doubting it just a tad bit, but not really, I'm still doing the education and doing the thing. And you start to see the turn about maybe 10 minutes in. You see the wife is shaking her head. Yeah, like she's liking what she's hearing. We've got everything. Oh, what just happened? You guys hear me?
You kind of glitched, but you're good.
Yeah, everybody did for a second there. My bad. So she looks at her husband, turns around, and she's like, let's go ahead and do it. And we one call closed it that day when it seemed so bleak just 15 minutes sooner. And that's what I'm always telling myself, like, you have to do it, because if this dude sees you say that and then you fail, like, we're not having this conversation today because Jeremy quit that day. And he's like, he's working at Jeremy's Roofing right now. You know what I mean? So that was one of the cooler ones we had. We had a couple scary ones. We've had some of those ones where we walked away from them. We've had some of those unique individuals that you all get to meet in the roofing deal.
We've walked in some dirty houses. Oh my God.
Yeah, and you've only been doing it for a little while, man.
Like, I've heard your war stories. I know one time we went to I can't remember who was with me. I think there was one other guy maybe with me, and I go to sign a deal, and it was just a repair. And I walk in, and this lady had this huge golden retriever, beautiful dog. And I walk in, and I'm literally on. We're at her table signing the deal, and the dog comes by the table and just starts peeing. But I'm not like a little pee; it's like
unloading.
And I'm thinking the lady's gonna freak out or say something, and she just looks over and she don't say anything, and it's just it looks like the pool I just installed yesterday, Eric. It's huge, and it stunk, and I was just like, I gotta go. Her and her friend were drinking mimosas, just having a good old time. The dogs just laid a little lake in her kitchen, and it stinks. So I'm like, I'm out of here. And we got the deal. We got the pissy deal.
I remember that with her on a Saturday to get the check.
It was a Saturday, yeah.
So well, like I was there. Yeah, I remember that. It was like a little thing on the side. We had to replace like a couple shingles. There's a dip from the satellite dish. I remember that so well. Oh, dude. Hey, we have Maria. She's from Charleston. What's up, Maria?
Ooh.
We're always happy to see Maria. We got Joy. What's up, Rio Blanco? Tyler, Rio Blanco College Station. George just sent us another one. Keeping It Rio podcast. We got, oh my God, Jeremy. So some real good memories from the first 3 years. We've done some fun stuff. We've gone to some fun events. We've gone and
we've done some really
played Top Golf. We've gone go-kart racing. We've done it all. In the first 3 years, it's been, a lifetime of memories. So we definitely appreciate that. That's a lot of fun, and
definitely we've eaten good.
Hell yeah, we eat good, that's for sure. Somehow I lost weight throughout the whole thing. It's been good.
Yeah, so
we got Eric down here at the center bottom deal. Eric, how you doing today, buddy?
I want to hear some of Eric's funny memories.
I got nothing. I'm fantastic.
I bet you got some great. I bet you've been in some ugly, nasty houses too.
Yeah, Eric, tell us about your. If we're gonna go that way, I mean, I got some really bad ones, and some of them I don't think I can say on Keeping It Rio. But Keeping It Rio is uncensored. I just don't want to offend anybody. You know what I mean?
If you don't say no names, you just keep it real. I wanted to say the Mr. Johnson one. If you want to go ahead and say that one,
John.
All right, yeah.
Johnny just messaged in the group me, by the way. Anyone know where the first aid kit is at ASAP office?
Oh,
who messaged that?
Johnny.
Oh no! You need to know why.
Oh my God!
Why does Johnny need the first aid? He's
no
okay
idea.
to text.
Oh man!
All right, so yeah, this was a good memory of.
He did cut himself.
I guess this has been about 2 years ago now, or maybe even 2.5. Right? It's been a while.
It's been a little while.
And this is another welcome to the roofing industry moment for Jeremy. Like, we have a homeowner, and I don't remember. I think this homeowner we got off of like social media, or somebody referred.
It was a referral.
A referral from a friend that we did a roof for. and real super nice family over in Schertz, Texas. And we go over, our crew shows up to do the roof. Everything's going real good. And Joy says Johnny cut his finger with her sharp ass knife.
Oh my God.
There you go.
That's the truth.
Play around, Johnny. That's what happens. So we go over and meet this family, and we get their roof approved. I think it might have even been like right at the start of COVID, huh? Because for some reason there was no adjuster going over, and we went over. We took the pictures and sent them in. I remember he had USAA because he was in the military.
Yep.
So we did all that stuff. He got his roof totaled through the insurance. Our crew shows up to do the roof. Everything's going good. But the one thing I really remembered about it was the chimney. There was just a little bit of wood that was rotten at the chimney. So our guys tear everything down. We're looking at the deck. We see this decking repair that needs to be done on the chimney. And our guys pull the piece and they're taking it down so they can cut it. And everything's going cool, right? We don't think anything weirds up. They go up, they redo the thing, they do the roof.
It was during the day.
Yeah.
Bright, during the day, bright. During
the day. What happened would never be expected. So a couple days later, Jeremy gets a phone call from the homeowner. What's the homeowner? He's got a message for you. What's going on?
That was he literally messaged me at 3:30 in the morning, I remember. And I woke up and I messaged him back. So he messaged me saying, back up a little bit. Before he a couple of days before that, he messaged me saying, hey, I think I hear something in my attic, but we had left a little bit of material on the roof because we weren't done. So I was like, no, it's probably just, the wind blowing. Because that's what he said. He goes, I think the wind might be blowing. And I was like, yeah, it could be that. So we go finish the roof. A week later, I think, or a few days later, he messaged me at 3:30 in the morning saying he could hear something in the attic and that something fell through into the closet. So I call him at 6, 7 in the morning, and he's like, dude, I think there's a squirrel in my closet. So in his closet, in the guest closet, in that closet is where the leak was at. So they cut a hole for the sheetrock. So there was already a hole. He was like, I think the squirrel fell through. We're like, okay. So we go over there, me and Chuck, right at 8 a.m. We call a pest company, and we get there. I like, Chuck, go on with this because when we're walking in and Mr. Johnson's in front of us.
The homeowner is freaking out, understandably. I mean, he's a super nice guy, but I don't think that, he probably didn't have a whole lot of experience with wild animals in his house. It didn't seem. He was pretty freaked out, right? And I'm not going to lie, so were we. I'm not one of those guys. I mean, I moved all the way out of North Carolina because I saw a rat one time. I moved all the way to Texas because I know there's no rats here. But I'm
because the snakes eat them.
What's that?
The snakes eat them.
I know. Well, there's no snakes in Texas either, Eric. That's why I live here. But so we get there and the guy's freaking out and he's like, come on upstairs, guys, and he takes us into this room and it's in this little closet area.
And he thought the whole time it was a squirrel. So he's
got some animated vocabulary at this point, understandably so. He's dropping some F-bombs and this and that. And it's like, okay, we got this. Whatever it is, we're going to take care of it. So we kind of open the thing up a little bit, look, and it's like, oh shit. There's a giant raccoon that was probably
big.
How big was that thing? I mean, I don't know, raccoon, what average? That thing probably weighed 4 or 5 pounds. I mean, it was pretty.
It was 40 pounds. That thing looked like a duffel bag. That thing was huge.
It was huge. I don't know. Yeah. We'll say it weighed 40 pounds.
But his reaction was classic because he was leading the pack. I thought me or Chuck were going to open the door. He opened it first. He goes, oh, shit, that's a raccoon. And he closed the door. Goes, there's a damn raccoon in my I was like, no. He's like, don't let that motherfucker out.
He was, too. He was so cussing up a storm. And so we're like, all right, what do we got to do here? And we start trying to call these people to find out who can come get and Joy thinks the duffel bag's funny.
Oh
to
yeah.
see who can get this raccoon out of this guy's house, right? Because we've never had this happen before. I've been doing roofing for a long time. This has never happened, okay? So
What do you mean?
That
I've never had it happen.
raccoon had been in the house.
Fell in your office before.
You ruined that part, but
Eric is like the absolute shittiest storyteller of all time. Why would you do that, Eric? Like, why
You
would
just
you
said
do
it's
that?
never happened before.
we had to set
This
it up.
happened 2 years ago.
You posted it all over
why would you do
Facebook
that,
a month
Eric?
ago. Everyone who watches and follows us and watches Keepin It Rio already knows this.
I know that, but damn. I mean,
Oh.
it's like you intentionally sabotage
No.
this thing. It's like, why would you even do that? Like, there's no logical reason for what you just did.
I'm so confused.
I know, me too. So, do I finish telling the story?
Oh, yeah,
the
because
punchline's done now. Like
at
2
this
weeks ago,
point-
one happened in our office, guys.
No, at this point is
It's
whenever
not as funny now, is it? They don't know the whole story.
at this point, that's when the critter control guy got there. Remember?
Well, hold up. We got to tell the rest of this part.
I know. How did you get it out?
But he's not going to.
How did you get it out?
Critter control guy that we called, okay? There were like a bunch of them and nobody was available. There's this one guy that was available to come out and he's ready right now, right? So it's like, I'll be there in 15 minutes. All right, cool. We'll see you in a couple minutes, dude. Here comes this guy 15 minutes later, right? And this dude is decked out, but not like you would expect. You'd think he'd be wearing some kind of a costume, you know, like a animal control varmint guy. Hell no. This dude's wearing a black cowboy hat. He's got on these pointy cowboy boots. He's wearing his creased jeans, his big old belt buckle, and he's got his button-up shirt. And he walks straight up in there carrying a Tupperware thing. Like, not a Tupperware, but like a Rubbermaid, those giant, like, freaking
to move or storage. A
storage like we keep all our shirts in and stuff at the office.
A little storage bin.
The dude he's like, okay, I'll be out in a minute. And the homeowner's still freaking out. He's like, don't open the door, man. Don't let that in house. What are you doing, man? The dude just opens the door, walks in all calm and cool. He doesn't even have.
Look at Eric laughing. Uh-oh.
Gloves or anything. He's like, come on here. Man, I don't like this internet connection in College Station.
I'm so glad I already told you about that. I'm so glad. See?
So anyways, the guy walks out with a tote bag. He's got the raccoon in it. It's the funniest thing that ever happened.
My favorite part
the homeowner was like, what the hell? The thing didn't even make a mess, right?
No. My favorite part was
chilling there. And then, as Eric has already stated a couple weeks ago, we had a raccoon fall through the ceiling of our
Everyone
office.
knows because everybody who follows us already watches Keepin It Rio.
Here's Joy's reaction to you ruining the punchline. Wow.
Wow. I think my favorite part of that story is when the guy walks in, he just like was like, all right, I'll be right back. And he like opens and closes the door, and we don't hear anything for like a good minute. What the hell's going on in there? And he opens it all heroic, like, all right, got him.
He got the big game, and you could hear that thing swirling around, you know. And then we even came up with a scenario where like that raccoon was actually someone's pet, and it had escaped earlier, and it was our fault that some kid's pet raccoon had gotten trapped and like sent to the wilderness or whatever. But yeah, that was a really, really good one, and it did come back around. Just a couple weeks ago, we had a giant raccoon fall through the ceiling in our office. Who knows how long it had been there?
Probably the whole weekend.
Yeah, that's what I want to know is how it got in and everything.
So, man, that's
in our office or how it got into the
home?
Oh, how it got into our office, I think it was through the AC. There was like a gap and he slithered his way.
Climbed right up in there, man. Got up into the AC.
So you're going to get another one?
Boom.
No, I think Brett sealed it up, but.
Yeah, he did. I saw a skunk over there yesterday right by the corner of our office, so beware.
Well,
there's some weird stuff going on Nakoma. So, anyways, Eric, how about you, man? You guys today, Rio Blanco, Tyler, you guys had a team building event today. You guys had some fun.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell our fans a little bit about the enjoyment that you guys experienced?
Yeah, I mean, we were at K Socialized Media.
Right?
Yeah. Fantastic day. Filmed some
What'd you guys do over there? Shoot some content? Anything interesting? Anything you'd like to mention? Or Anybody from your team you'd just like to say, hey, thanks so-and-so for doing a good job today?
Johnny, Colin, and Joy came.
Nice. What'd you guys do? Just a little teaser. We know it's going to be great content, but just a little teaser. What'd you guys do?
Film content about roofing.
About roofing?
Yeah.
Why?
General maintenance and things like that. Promoting themselves.
I like it.
We also had some fun. We had a lot of fun. We filmed about the roof doctors, so stay tuned for the roof doctors. That's going to be a really good one. Like, really good one. And we all four took part in that one, like, equally. We all had very good parts. There's our boy.
I love it.
And, yep, shout out to Leanne and Chris for sure. Chris even said he can't wait to make some of these. And then we also got fighting going on.
Marshall, buddy, he's living the dream.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Marshall. He is an angry boy.
Sometimes you just get pissed off, man. You just got to express yourself.
I just saw his face too, and he was screaming. That was pretty good.
He's pissed, huh?
Yeah. What else did we do? Oh, the other one's pretty good too. It's kind of funny. We played fingered tetherball.
What?
So a full day of content for everyone to eagerly anticipate from your friends at Rio Blanco Roofing Tyler and K Socialized Media.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. I wish I would have known you guys were doing that today. I would have came to Tyler today. I've been at College Station all day.
Leanne said because you were in Palestine yesterday, she thought you were going to come today. I'm pretty sure I told you.
I did not know. The great Brett Newton was in Tyler today as well. I didn't know. We could have done some magic. I could have really done some funny stuff today. I was feeling it, but I went to Palestine yesterday and met Johnny, and we looked at the world's worst commercial roof.
We did some really funny stuff today. Don't worry.
Oh, I guarantee. I'm proud of the team. I think that's a great team building activity.
Marshall.
Nothing builds a team more than making yourselves look stupid. So, anyways, yeah. That I got to go look at the worst commercial roof in the history of the world yesterday. They had the special, I don't know what, where they ran the modified up the walls. It didn't even. That was just weird. It was weird. I met with Johnny, but you know.
I did see that. That looked crazy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I did, since the last time we had Keepin It Rio, I got to host a online training event with Deshaun Bryant, the roof hustler, last week for 777 Roofing in Rio Blanco. That was pretty cool. Deshaun brought some heat. He brought some extensive knowledge. I know Joy was there. She learned a lot. Eric. That was pretty cool. I'm just kind of distracted by Eric. Like, I hope everything's okay, right?
He's going to come back with a black eye.
I was saying Marshall was screaming, then Eric just kind of got up. I hope everything's cool. Everybody's all right? It's quiet.
That says it all.
It's quiet.
It's quiet. Somebody had to end their life. So you just put the beat down.
Chuck is silent too. Look, Chuck's froze.
Man, I'm not frozen, am I?
No.
I'm not frozen, am I?
Oh, how many times?
We were talking about the event, Eric. Deshaun Bryant. Did you enjoy that event?
Yeah.
Do you learn a lot?
I got a shout out to who else do I got to shout out? Jason Quimby and Coastal Claims.
Jason Quimby and Coastal Claims. Why, Eric?
Got the Perry's Steakhouse. That's awesome. Gift card.
Dogger.
He got the Perry's deal, which I do believe they were trying to draw me, but they just saw the Rio logo and they drew Eric. And you know what? If anybody other than me could win, I'm rooting for Eric every time. So you got to come all the way to San Antonio, though. That's where Perry's is. There's not one in Tyler, right?
There's one in Dallas.
I mean, but that's not the same. The one in San Antonio is pretty good. I've been there a couple times.
There's two in Dallas, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, we want to enjoy it with you as a team.
It's a team win there.
Not happening.
That's you can get like a salad and a steak with that 200, so it'll be good.
Taking my wife.
That's a good move, Eric.
Man,
the real winner. So yeah, thank you to Coastal Claims for that. Thank you to Deshaun and Mike Code for having the event. I've been traveling a lot the last couple days, driving a ton. I went from San Antonio to College Station to Houston to Palestine, back to College Station, Tomorrow I'm going back to San Antonio, and one thing I noticed, the bugs, dude. It's that time of year where those bugs are all over the place.
Oh yeah.
My car, I went to the car wash today. It took me 19 minutes to scrub all the bugs off of it. And that's just knowing full well that tomorrow they're going to be back on again. But it was brutal. I don't know how long this lasts in the state of Texas, but I'm ready for it to be over with.
So pumped. What a day.
Those bugs are nasty.
Signed a contract after doing the media today.
You did?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
What kind of?
It's not a huge one, but a good one. We were working on her. This is the one I was talking about, Chuck.
Nice.
She said that if insurance doesn't pay for it, she's got it worked out to be able to pay for the estimate. So that's cool.
That is cool indeed. We always like that.
Yeah, huge. What else? There's more today. I feel like scheduled a couple jobs. Going to Colorado next week. I won't be on this next week.
Yeah,
We'll probably cancel the show. What?
You're not going to go live from Colorado?
Probably not. I don't think Love Reception. We'll be in the mountains.
Yeah, you will. You'll be all right.
You will, probably.
I'll try, but it'll probably.
So if we have it, it'll be cool.
Like this. And
we just got some truth right there. It was Joy's lead.
It was Joy's lead.
Yep, it was Joy's lead.
Yeah.
She's going to get paid.
Well, that's cool. So we got the bugs all over the place.
Got a box in the mail today, too.
Oh,
what's in there?
I'm going to find out later.
Is it for your...
on the air, Eric, live on Keepin It Rio.
I want people to see it.
All right. I can respect it. So that reminds me of something. You got something there probably from a hobby shop, right?
No, this is months of work.
So probably from a hobby shop, right?
No, this is from Panini.
What?
Panini?
Is it like a special gift to you? Or is it
well, I had redemption cards that are not fulfilled.
Oh, yeah.
So I traded my redemption cards for one of these boxes. And inside of it is one card, and it's a white box. It's a guaranteed 1-of-1 autograph card. I think autograph. I'm not 100%. I think it's an autograph. Should be an autograph. But it's 1-of-1 card autographed.
When are you going to do this so I can tune in?
I'm going to do it tonight.
On Any Given Break?
Yep. Probably about 8.
Fair enough. That's an Any Given Break.
I can't wait. This was here. It's contract signed.
You know how much people love collectibles and sports cards and things like that, right, Eric? You're a multimillionaire off of it. This week earlier, Jeremy and I had a great opportunity. We were on our way out to an inspection, and Jeremy was actually doing directions for me, and he actually pulled a Schugel. And, like, as I was passing the street I was supposed to turn on, he's like, oh, you're supposed to turn there. So I missed the street that I was supposed to go on, and we're driving down the street, and Jeremy's like, well, wait a minute, man. There's this place up here on the right that I know about, and I think it'd be kind of cool to stop by. So I'm like, all right, Jeremy, cool. We'll do that. And I even called him Jeremy Schugel at that point because we were lost. I said, Jeremy Schugel, we got this.
He had the GPS on.
We pulled into this. I did, but I wasn't paying attention. So, I mean, ultimately, it's half my fault. I was driving.
I'll take half.
We pulled into this metal building. It's like sort of a strip mall looking thing, right? And I'm a little confused, but we're going down here, and all of a sudden we pull in, and I don't remember what the name of the place was, but it was
called the Man Cave.
It was called the Man Cave. Okay, the Man Cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can figure what's in the Man Cave. It's a lot of collectibles. He had a lot of signed jerseys and like memorabilia. We walked in. The first thing I saw was a Vinny Pazienza signed glove. There was like some Dale Earnhardt stuff. There's some cool NASCAR stuff. So the first thing I noticed was NASCAR. And I saw one item in particular, and it brought me back years ago to a memory of a race I went to in Martinsville, Virginia. And the dude that won the race, first ever win of his entire career, is this dude named Ricky Craven. And he only won twice in his whole career. The second time was the closest race in the history of NASCAR. But this one time it was on a Monday because it got rained out, and I was at the race in Virginia. I actually quit my job because my boss got pissed at me for calling in. I was supposed to be in Ohio working that day, but I was in Virginia. My boss got a little snarky with me on the phone, and I quit my job that day. So lots of memories about this. But Ricky Craven won the race, right? So I'm looking around this memorabilia shop. He's got some autographed stuff. out of nowhere, man, this thing catches my eye. And all of a sudden, I now own an autographed Ricky Craven Tide hat. What do you think,
Nice.
Eric?
That's sweet.
Ricky
That's
Craven
cool, huh?
Tide, right? How much do
Yeah.
you think that cost? This was his first ever career win, Ricky Craven. He was also involved in some terrible, tragic accidents in his career.
When? How old is he? Is your rookie?
He won the race in 2002.
That's when you got that?
No, I bought this just the other day.
Eric missed the whole story.
But it's from that race, and it's Ricky Craven who won the race the day that I went. It's the only reason why I bought it.
Card shop.
gotcha.
I got it at a
It's
car
amazing.
shop. It was
Threw me
20
off with
bucks.
the 2002 story. I heard everything right until he said 2002. I was like, what? It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
$20. I got this the other day at the man cave. But this
Is it
certainly was not the
authenticated?
big get. This was not the big get at all, was
Oh
it?
yeah, it is authenticated.
This is the warm-up. This is the preliminary here.
But it is authenticated.
Oh,
Right?
I know what the other one is. You want me to say what it is quick?
Ruin
You
it. Look at
posted
it.
on your Facebook.
Oh, he's gonna ruin it, Chuck. You
I
better.
didn't say nothing.
you
Don't
better
hate me.
beat him.
Don't hate
You're
me.
a son of a bitch, Eric. You're a fucker. Yeah, okay. Oh, God, I do
That
hate
was a
you so
good
bad
one.
sometimes.
Eric, that was a good one. That was.
I
Really
hate
good.
you so bad, Eric. Oh, you're a... Man,
That is
what a
funny. Hey,
good
that was
freaking
clever.
guy you are, Eric. Hey, so anyways, yeah, I'll continue on like that didn't even happen. I'm like Chris Rock, dude. You just smacked me in the face. I'm just gonna be like, hey, guess what? Here's what happened. The dude took us back into the special room where he's got all the real cool stuff, and there it was. It was something we've talked about previously on this Keepin It Rio podcast, as a matter of fact. So it's not a surprise. As much as Eric wanted to ruin it right there, we've already talked about it openly on this program before when Jeremy told me about it, but this thing was like a diamond in the rough. It's a legendary sports figure, one of the most legendary in the history of sports, probably. And they didn't have the jersey, but ladies and gentlemen, I did get a He Hate Me autographed cleat. What do you think, Eric? And look, check it out. Authentic.
Nice.
Certified. He Hate Me, dude. He Hate Me wore this cleat. But then I got confused because the guy said he won the Super Bowl with it, but I don't believe He Hate Me ever played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for the XFL, I think.
Nope. That was the Los Angeles Extreme versus
They never
somebody else.
won. I thought they won one.
Nope. He Hate Me. He played for the Las Vegas Outlaws.
Oh,
Same as Hilliard High School graduate Mike Furry,
man, I thought he
who
won one.
played in the Arena Football League, the NFL, and also was a walk-on at Ohio State, and is currently a coach in the NFL for the Bears. So He Hate Me, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
It sucked that Eric really sucked the air out of the room with that.
How? I didn't suck any air out of anything.
I mean, don't hate me. It was clever.
We get what you did there, Eric.
All right, Eric. So the next thing I had on my list was actually very complimentary of you, but I don't know if I even want to say it now. I got something super nice I was going to say about Eric. I was going to give you huge props. It's right here on my list. I think first thing I'm going to talk about is my new Apple Pencil that I got.
Nice.
That to me is more important right now than what I was going to say about Eric. I got a new Apple Pencil the other day. This is about the 5th one I've gotten. And I'll be honest with you, I've already lost this one twice. No reason for a human being like me to own one of these, but I got one.
Does it have that little lid at the end?
No, mine doesn't have a lid on it. This is the one.
It doesn't. It charges.
Yeah, this is different. This one it's got a magnet and it just sticks right to the top of the iPad. And that's how it charges. But it doesn't stick very well, so All right, Eric, I do have something complimentary I want to say about you. Because it's something that I was proud of, and I think you deserve some praise publicly for what you did. We do our meetings every week, and we have really good accountability. First off, I want to say thank you to Eric because he was on that event where Deshaun Bryant was the speaker for the first hour, and then I was the speaker for the second hour. And Eric was he was a very good mentor to the young folks on the thing from the other roofing company. And I even got feedback. They said, we really thought Eric was great. We liked Eric quite a bit. So I wanted to share that with you. I know you don't believe it, but we did. All of our friends at 7-7 Roofing and Construction in Mustang, Oklahoma really like Eric quite a bit. And it was cool that you were giving some advice to some younger people, and we've had some good talks the last couple of days about sales and what we're going to do different. So that's pretty cool. But in the course of our meeting, Eric, you really that I didn't know about. I don't think Jeremy did. I don't think Joy did. Maybe Joy did. She sees you all the time. Eric, you lost some weight, man.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this. What's going on?
Not much. Just trying to lose some weight, I guess.
You're actually trying, though, right?
Nicole asked, she's asked if I lost the weight for the filming today. I was like,
well, maybe. You didn't know we were doing the filming.
No. That was
Why did you lose the weight, if you don't mind me asking? You didn't seem like you were super motivated to do it. You kept saying it, but you didn't really ever do it. Now I'm like, here you are. You've been doing it under the cloak of darkness the whole time. I'm sorry. I'm proud of you, Eric. You've done it, dude. You lost how much weight? 10 pounds?
10 pounds. I'm down to 188 now. So I'm at about 12 now. Because I got to 200 and that scared me. But that's just me personally, because I've never, I'm shorter than y'all. You guys got 4 inches on me.
Fine. I'm super happy with what I weigh right now, but I
know that you're
I'm just a large gentleman. I mean,
you're gonna be running a marathon or a half marathon by the end of the year. I'm not doing that.
Full marathon, buddy. Full marathon.
That's like I said, full or half. I don't even know. My wife claimed that she ran a half marathon. I still don't believe her.
Yep. I ain't even scared. But so what'd you do to lose the weight, Eric? You started exercising? You go to Average Joe's gym? I know you're
not eating as late. Sometimes I eat later, and that's not a good thing. So that, and just maybe a little less. And
are you working out?
Not really. Not yet. I don't want to start working out yet because I want to lose about 10 more pounds first.
I can respect it because that's what I said too. I'm not going to tell you how much I did weigh before I lost 75 pounds, but I just told you I weighed 220. So I guess you could figure that shit out yourself.
It's all right. Again,
but I told myself and then I would start running, but that's what I've been doing now lately. I got down to 75 pounds and now I am going to do that damn marathon. You watch. And Eric, you said you were going to do it on an episode of Keepin It Rio. You were going to run the marathon with me in December. So I'm happy to see you're taking that seriously. You're putting in the effort. You're dropping some extra pounds right now in preparation. This is going to be all right. We're going to have us a good ending of the year. And Jeremy's going to do it too. It's going to be great.
I need to, yeah. I like how Chuck said in the cloak of darkness.
Yeah, that's when I do all my stuff. Nobody sees me. I get up early in the morning and I just take off running through my neighborhood, which reminds me of something that happened to me yesterday. Dude,
White flag.
I ran through the neighborhood. Guess what happened? This was in San Antonio. In San Antonio, I go for my morning run over by our office, right? There's a pretty nice neighborhood. I showed Jeremy that. And I was doing this yesterday morning, right? And I'm going through the neighborhood, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's wild stuff going on in San Antonio at like 4, 5, 5:30 in the morning, right? Like in these neighborhoods, there's giant packs of deer that are just roaming the streets freely. Like West Avenue is a main road there. There's like 20 of them just crossing the street, hanging out in the neighborhood. But there's also a lot of cats I noticed. And there's some dogs too, especially in this apartment building, and they were barking like really, really bad early in the morning. You know the neighbors are pissed. You know that whoever lives there is not home. They just left their dogs in there. But I'm just kind of doing my thing, having a good old morning, getting my stuff on. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, right at the corner, dude, this freaking cat starts charging at me, right? And I've never been attacked by a cat, so you don't know how to respond, especially that early in the morning when you're like not expecting a cat to come at you, right? So I started running, dude. Like I picked up my pace and I was like, this cat's chasing me down the street, right? This cat chased me for probably, I don't know. It seemed like forever. It's probably like 30 or 40 yards.
What did you say?
I heard that too.
What?
Marshall.
What he do?
Sorry.
Is he upset?
He made a weird noise. Now he's upset.
Oh. But yeah, I was getting chased by a cat down the street, man, in San Antonio. It's crazy. I don't wish that upon anybody. And I know in my morning gallivants across the neighborhoods, I found some crazy shit. I remember telling you guys the time I seen a wolf That's not even a lie, dude. I know it sounds like it could be, and
I
maybe
like
it
that.
is, but I don't
He
think
said
it is.
werewolf though. That was the
Yeah.
funny thing.
It was a wet dude. It was all wet. You remember, Eric? It was all soaking wet.
Werewolf
It was nasty
is a
looking.
human wolf. A human
I
like-
seen
wolf.
two
I like
cats
Chuck
fighting outside my
Stevens.
window, and one of them died.
I like
What's that?
Chuck,
And then
I
I'm
like-
in San Antonio where I feel like I'm safe.
The
College
cat.
Station's where all this stuff happens down here. These animals. There's
I like to
bobcats
hear
and
that
wolves
cats
and
are
lynx
chasing
and
you.
everything. I go to San Antonio thinking everything's going to be fine. And dude, I almost got attacked and killed by a cat. And it was not even a black cat. It was like a big, fat, like puffy looking, like.
Just don't walk through our neighborhood then. 6 will get you.
No,
No,
man.
me and him are cool. I made friends with 6. That's the kind of cat that would scare me, though. Like, your cat looks unstable. Like, it would attack somebody at night. I
Leave
respect
your
it.
cat on.
That's why I don't mess with him.
I want to see
But you
your
don't
cat.
expect it when you're walking through a neighborhood.
Eric, you got a
I guess
cat?
at that hour, you probably should expect
Yeah,
anything.
6.
But
What? Bring him out.
I brought him on that show that one day.
no, you
Oh,
actually,
yeah, one
yeah,
time.
you did.
I like
You
Chuck's
did.
Chuckisms. He said gallivant.
Yeah, I was
Through the-
gallivanting through the neighborhood. That's how I get my groove
Through the
on.
cloak of darkness, gallivanting.
Cloak of Darkness, I was attacked by a feline, dude. It was bullshit, man.
Good.
This cat was
Right.
fast, too. Like, do you guys ever think what you would do? Like, I guess in a straight-up fight, I could probably take out a cat if I had to.
They're
It
quick.
hurt. You'd have a
But
lot
do
of
you guys,
scratches.
what do you got to go through emotionally in that moment? Like, I don't have a problem punching a cat if it's attacking me, okay? I've got morals, but if a cat's attacking me and doing that, I'll swing. I swung at a dog one time, okay? I admit it. I love dogs. I swung at a dog one time and I missed, but it is what it is. But what would you do if a cat was attacking you, Jeremy? Would you fight back? Would you do like I did and run? What would you do?
It
It's a
depends how
cat. They
big,
don't
it
attack
depends how big
people.
the cat is.
It's pretty big, probably about as big as that raccoon.
Was it an alley cat or like a tomcat? You don't want to.
No, it looked like a house cat. That's what threw me. It looked like a normal house cat.
Oh, it had like a little collar and everything.
My friend Ryan Rusi over in Ohio's got a cat named Woo, and that's what his cat does. His cat goes outside at night, but he's like totally domesticated. You know, he's like a cool. I figure that's what this cat was doing, just chilling, roaming the neighborhood, looking for stuff.
His cat
But-
just walks the streets at night, just gallivanting at night.
Just chilling, trying to find stuff to do, looking
That's
for
fun.
mice, looking for whatever it can find. It's a nice neighborhood, so there's probably not a whole lot of stuff going on. And he saw me, and man, I was in his territory, and that dude
That's
was
probably what it was. You
pissed.
were wearing the wrong colors in his neighborhood. He just ran you out of town.
Well, I had a Rio Blanco shirt on, and it was on the block where another roofing company is, so I might have been set up just a little bit. That cat was kind of puffy, kind of a little cloudy looking, if you know what I'm saying.
I see what you did there.
I threw an Ericism in there, too. How about that?
Did
Anyways,
that cat?
Eric, we're getting ready to wrap up episode 62 of Keepin It Rio.
62.
Next week, you're going to be in Colorado. So why don't you give us some words of wisdom? We'll end the show with Eric Schugel being wise, because we're not going to get him next week. Next week's going to be the Chuck and Jeremy show, but I'm going to get a badass guest.
I might stop in
Going
for
to
a
take
minute.
over for Eric.
No, you
because
are
Eric's
gonna
gonna-
stop in, Eric.
Eric's shoes
For a
are huge
minute.
to fill.
I'll probably
Eric's
stop
shoes
in
are-
for a minute.
No,
Say
you
hi.
will.
Eric's
something
shoes
for
are
like
bigger
30
than the He Hate Me cleats. Even.
What size is that shoe? I didn't even ask.
Let's see. The He Hate Me cleat is a.
What do you think, Eric? That looks like a
10s.
9
Come on,
and a half.
10.
9.5.
10s. Come on.
You guys are actually both wrong.
Dang
I
it.
feel good though, man. This guy's
What size are they?
Professional. Hold up. This guy's a professional athlete.
He's little.
Some
I
dumbass
just-
bought a shoe that he autographed, so he's obviously someone of some substance.
Wait,
I got
so
a bigger
those are
foot than He
cleats
Hate
or
Me.
what are
What's up?
those?
I wear
What
a
are
bigger
those?
shoe than
Those
He
are
Hate Me.
turf shoes?
Yeah, he had a cleat and a turf shoe.
So you have to buy the other turf shoe then, so we can wear them. I want to wear it. Wear
No,
it.
I
the
can't
other
wear
one's a
him. He
cleat.
Hate Me has baby feet.
Don't wear it.
What size?
Well, my feet are bigger than his, and I wear a size 12. But I guess I'm like, one of them dudes. He Hate Me, size 11. Size 11 Nikes.
That looked
I couldn't
little.
even fit in his shoe if I wanted to.
Yeah, they look little.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't believe it.
It's whack.
I think you just put 11 inside.
Yep.
Yep. That was it. So He Hate Me wears a size 11. We know that. We know Eric did some cool stuff today. We know it's Jeremy's 3rd anniversary. I do want to tell one more story because we were telling a story before the program today, and I feel like the one that you talked about when you got a call today from someone special, which if you'd like to discuss that story real quick, I think it's a great story. We were laughing pretty hard.
Well, I'm lost now. Which one?
One of our sponsors is named Mike Code.
Oh,
he called you today, remember?
I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, shout out to Mike Code, one of our sponsors for sure. Thump Hot Sauce.
Wow.
I didn't know what you were talking about. I'm sorry. Yes, he did call me. It was early on in the day, and we were just talking, how things are going, how things with the guys are going. And, we were talking about not being desperate whenever a lot of times these guys come in and we don't have money and we're starting out and we're kind of clinging on to, we need to sign this deal because we need to get that money. And I remember that feeling because when I came in, I was still kind of bartending, doing the thing and not making the money I wanted. I didn't have the money that I wanted. And so I remember we were going to go close a deal. And mind you, we had already been working with this guy for months, probably 5 to 6 months, because he was kind of going back and forth, had a lot of questions. Insurance was involved and whatnot. And since we had been working on it for so long, Chuck was like, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. If this guy is not going to, sign today, then we're doing the walkaway close and we're leaving. And I looked at Chuck and I was like, don't walk away. I can't walk away. I need this money, Chuck. Like, please, there's no walk away. So I didn't tell Chuck this. I'm just looking at him like, okay, man, I trust you. Because I remember Chuck sitting there and telling me, just trust me. This will all work out. He probably isn't somebody you want to work with if he doesn't take the deal. But if he does, it's a good deal. So we go in there and right off the bat, right, he was already starting to, I could tell it was going to be a bad deal. He was already saying that he wanted to pay at a certain time. And I forgot what else happened. He was saying so much.
Yeah, he just wanted to control the whole thing. And I could guarantee that we went over there. It was a Sunday. I'll never forget. Jeremy was dressed in a suit because he just came from church. This was a big deal. And this was like the biggest roof deal that he's ever seen at this point. Like, by a lot. And I had to prime Jeremy because he's brand new. And it's like, dude, this is going to suck, but here's what we're going to do. And everybody that works with me knows that's just the way that I am. I do stupid shit sometimes, but it works. And I was feeling kind of bold that day. So we went over and we did. We gave basically the ultimatum. The guy was trying to do this, this, and that. And it was like, nope, that isn't how it's going to work. My whole thing is to maintain control of that scenario so it doesn't go out of control and end up ruining it for us. And I'm like, this is how the paperwork's written. This is how it's going to go. Take it or leave it. And then I pulled a real, it was a dick move on Jeremy. I'm not going to lie. I said, I'm going to go outside and get up on the roof and take a look around for a little bit. Jeremy, you stay in here and talk with this guy. So that whole thing's going on. Now, poor Jeremy is already freaking out. He's stuck in the house now with this guy. I already told the dude straight up, like, take it or leave it. I'll be back in a minute for the answer. That's pretty harsh. And I apologize now that I look back, but it made you who you are today, the branch manager of Rio Blanco. And I think if more people were put in those kind of situations, they'd see what they were about. So we come back in, I come back in, and I'm, everything's good. We ended up getting that deal that day. The dude signed it. Everything was great. But imagine that Sunday drive over there. The whole time, this dude's just thinking, man. And I knew, but he wasn't wavering. Jeremy was cool. He's like, you know what? I trust you. I believe in you. Boy, that would have sucked if I'd have screwed that up. But the moral of the story is I didn't. Looked like a champ. Sold it in front of the new guy. Got him a nice big deal. And then I promptly taught Jeremy how to project manage by never going back to that job again. And he ran that whole thing from beginning to end like a champ. And that was the beginning of greatness. And there was another one that I wanted to talk about too, because I thought this was the coolest one. And it was your turning point moment, which was, well, here's Joy. Joy wants to know, what did you say when you were alone? That's a great question.
Well, that's when I had to pitch him because we hadn't pitched the material, the shingle at all. So we had literally talked about everything, but then I had to pitch him the shingle. So, man, Chuck I felt like you were up there for forever, and it was like creepy in there. Him and his wife were both there. I had never really pitched a thing, so excuse me. We were just talking about the shingle, and it was a malarkey, right?
It was.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know now, in hindsight, that whole time I was up on the roof taking selfies. I'm on Facebook, watching videos. I looked at the roof for about 2 minutes.
So I had to pitch him a shingle, which at the time I wasn't familiar with. And I almost said his name. He had a million questions, and I was just rattling off answers that I knew that, and he was impressed. But needless to say, Chuck was on the roof taking pictures, doing his thing. He came back. We got the deal. It was fun times.
We got it. It worked out like a championship moment. The other one that was my personal favorite was like super early on as well. And that's how you knew Jeremy was going to be a good one, because he was doing the training and he was actually applying it and was actually learning and doing this stuff and putting his self in the time. And we had this other one where you got a phone call and it's just a random lead, and we go over to look at the roof, and nothing crazy. It's a pretty cool little house. Jeremy actually ends up going next door and door knocking the neighbor. And I think at that point, I don't think I was with you. I think actually Joseph Jojo Cozell was with you potentially at that point. Because I don't remember that first part, but I remember you got the door knock next door. We ended up doing that guy's roof actually before we did this one, but this was just a random house, and we go over there, you get a call from the lady, and she's telling you what she wants and so on and so forth. You get to the house, you find out this was someone that you used to work with, and this is actually the owner's daughter, right? So Jeremy has a little small world moment, right?
It was a crazy moment, yeah, because I had already told her, we worked at the same bar downtown together, and I had already talked to her. She asked me for my card because it was an insurance deal. I think the tree fell and knocked it. Something happened, and so she wanted me to do the roof. Well, then she ended up quitting the bar, and I never saw her again in the bar. So I thought, okay, I didn't have her information. We're never going to meet again. I lost that deal. And we get a lead, and I go to that lead, and like Chuck says, the neighbor sees me walking around with the guy. So we go and talk to him too, get his roof bought, do his roof first. The neighbor comes back, and lo and behold, it was the daughter-in-law, which is the son's girlfriend or wife. And we see each other, and we're like, oh my gosh, I was going to do your roof. And we get the job. It was crazy. She had no idea that I had been working with her boyfriend's parents this whole time. And everything kind of came full circle.
Well, and that was the best part of the story, was the boyfriend's parents, right? So
yeah.
Jeremy was working this deal, and the lady calls you on Saturday, right, to tell you that she's going with someone else. And this is when your moment changed everything in your career, right?
Yeah.
And I always remember you called me that day, and you're all pumped up, and you were like, I just talked to this lady on the phone for like 45 minutes. You could just sense the like, ugh. And I had her on the website, and she's leaning back towards us. She was going to go somewhere else. So this is all cool, right? And she was getting ready to go somewhere else. We end up finding out that her husband, like, he doesn't like us for some reason. We don't even know why, but he doesn't like either of us for some reason. I don't even think I ever met the guy at that point, but he didn't like me or Jeremy. So we're going over to sign this deal. Or I think the guy called first, and he was mad because of the price, right?
Yep.
And he's like, if you can lower the price by $2,000, we'll do it. If not, we're not working with you. And that's when we have to come into that moment where all the training that Jeremy was doing, it all came to fruition right there, right? And we had to make that decision. Are we going to just drop the price because this dude wants us to drop the price? Or are we going to sell the value and overcome this objection? We chose plan B. We sold the value. We overcame the objection. The guy was super pissed because he didn't want her to go with us, but she fell in love and she couldn't help it. We went to sign the deal. The guy wouldn't even sit in the kitchen with us, wouldn't shake our hand.
That was the funniest.
Still signed the roof contract.
That was when we were knocking the
with
door.
His wife.
Do you remember that, Chuck? We went to knock on the door, and we could see him sitting at the through the window. We could see him sit in the living room, and we were ringing the doorbell, knocking on the door, and he would not get up to answer the door. He was pissed. And so finally, his wife comes out, opens the door, and she's like, "Why didn't you let him in?" And he was just ignoring us. We're like, "Hey, what's going on?" We went to the kitchen and signed the deal. Actually, no, we upgraded him too.
Yeah, we upgraded to a class 4 store master. We were going to do a decking overlay or not an overlay, but we had to deck the house because it had wood shakes on it. Tore those off. There was nothing there. So we had to deck the house. And while we were in the house, we told her we were going to put OSB for the deck, and she didn't want that. She was under the assumption that OSB causes cancer, which I don't know. I'm not a scientist or a doctor, whatever. She didn't want OSB. So we were like, well, we can do the plywood, but it's going to be like another $800. And we were already there with the husband pissed because we were like $2,000 higher than he was trying to spend. We just upsold another 800 right at the kitchen table. And that was the day that Jeremy realized he's one of the best in this industry as far as roofing sales. That was one of the coolest things ever.
That worked out so crazy. I had started that a couple of months with the daughter-in-law, and then she left, and then 2 months later I get a call, get a lead. It all came back full circle, and I get the neighbor. That was legit. Pretty cool.
It's funny how this works. Everything is cyclical like that. I remember one time we were standing in a yard of a guy over here where were we standing? We were in Shirts or Cibolo, and I get a phone call one day, and it's a guy who has a property in College Station. And it was a referral from our very first customer, Mr. Mike Falk, who's the house we did the day that you started. It was a referral from him, and it was his best friend, right? And his best friend calls me and says, "Hey, my buddy says that you're the best roofer, and I want to work with you. I've got a house that needs to be done. Can you go take a look?" And it's in College Station. And I'm like, "Well, yes, sir. What's the address?" The guy tells me the address, and I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. Do you work with so-and-so, the property manager over there?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do." And I'm like, "Well, check this out, sir. I was on your roof last week over in College Station, the very one that your best friend in San Antonio just referred me to, saying I was the best guy, because I'm also the referral partner of your College Station property manager." And the guy was like, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "What are the odds that your best friend just called and told you about that? And I was already on that house just a week ago. I did a live video on that roof, and I said, I'm going to send you the live video right now of your roof from last week just to prove that I was there." What are the odds of that?
That's nuts.
That never, his best friend, and then that was a random house in Bryan, Texas. Two people that had never met each other both referred me to the same exact house. And they no affiliation. That's what I love about this deal. It's so cool. Everything goes full circle. Everybody helps everybody. Everybody knows everybody. We're past an hour, so it's time to call it a day for Keepin' It Rio. Happy anniversary to Jeremy. Eric, all the cool stuff you did today was awesome.
Happy anniversary, Jeremy.
And look, Joy, you're right. It is insane. Everything about this is insane. We're going to keep Keepin' It Rio going for years because we got so many crazy stories to share. So I can't wait for doing Keepin' It Rio for another 15 years with Jeremy, and definitely with Eric for sure. It's going to be amazing. So you guys have really, really...
We're going to have to go back and screenshot it.
Something to be proud of here. Everybody for watching. We're going to have some cool guests. If Eric's not here next week, we will have a guest.
Chuck,
I might be in Colorado too, maybe. Who knows? There was a rumor potentially, so I don't know about that, but
I'll give you guys all a break for a week.
Vacation.
Eric, your
ratings will go up for a week next week, I bet.
Classic.
No, I don't know, Eric. You're the star of the show. Everybody knows it. Nobody.
No, you said I ruined all the show. I ruined all the stories.
That's what makes you so funny. We know you're going to do it. You do it. It pisses us off temporarily. And then it's like, well, look at him. He's got on that retro Rio Blanco hat. And you know what? That Rio Blanco hat has a memory. The day that I got those Rio Blanco hats was the day that we did that roof that we just talked about with the decking. Because that was JoJo and Sam's wedding. That's the day that I got those hats that Eric's currently wearing.
Nice.
Everything is full circle, right? So thank you guys for everything. We appreciate it. We'll have some cool guests. I got some more Rio Blanco Keepin' It Rio interviews coming up. And we're going to do something cool for one of our biggest fans. Me and Jeremy have a fan. And Eric's about to have the same fan as well if he doesn't already. And we're about to get some pretty cool publicity for something cool we're going to do. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll see you next week for Keeping It Rio. Thank you, Mike Code and Thump Hot Sauce.
Oh, he already said it. Look at him.
What?
He already ruined it again, the guy. Look at that.
What?
Who's this guy that fronted me today?
Oh, it's happening, Chuck.
I don't know.
I'm messing with you. We'll see you next week.
Oh,
Eric,
Eric.
everybody. Later on. That's awesome. Eric.
Eric.